Hello, and welcome to Section 3 Data Validation, Part 2, which is Dropdowns. Now, in the earlier lesson, we looked at how we can insert checkboxes, which is a nice way to be able to check if something is there. Now, again, it's Boolean, so there's only two options. So let's say you need more than two. You want to have maybe departments. What you can do is you can go to that same insert and go to Dropdown. And that'll actually open up these data validation rules. Now, just to show, you can also go to data validation, and that'll get to the same spot. So if that was out, data validation, here we can see. Now we have the checkboxes, and then we have values contained from a list. Now, for data validation, there's a few different criteria. There's dropdown and dropdown from a range. To start off, the dropdown allows you to give different options. So maybe you know your departments. There's technology. Maybe there is administration. You can push enter and it'll actually add the next one. Or you can push this, add another item. And, maybe you have something like customer support and so on. You can add all the dropdowns. Now, in this, you will have to add new ones. Like if there's a new department, you'd have to add another dropdown and, edit it or tweak it if in some different reports instead of administration, it's just called admin or whatever. So it's manual work, which can be helpful depending on if there's not going to be much changes, or it might be good to actually switch it to a range. So I'm just going to go ahead and add another rule here. And let's go from a range. So let's say here we have this employee data table. And I know I didn't get all of the departments in the last one, but if you do from a range, you can select this and go down. I'm just going to use that. It's not too big. And I'm going to select this entire one. You can see that there are some duplicates. When I push OK, the duplicates disappear. They are just in there. Now, how it is organized is whichever one is first, the first time it is there, it's going to be that first one. So human resources, customer service, technology, manager, and then there's technology again, so it just doesn't look at that one, then developer, and then lastly, a director. So, in this, you can choose all of these ones, and if you have your range go a little bit lower, so I'm just going to move this down to 150, push done. Let's say we add a new one like administration. If we go back to our spot here, now we have administration. I'm just going to do Control Z, and then that's removed. When I go back over here, it automatically updates. So that is something that you can do. And if you have a range of data that's coming in and there might be new titles, that's a way. Now, if your data validation rules page over here is ever gone and you click into one, you can always push the edit and it'll open it up and immediately go right to the one that you want. Another things you can do is you can have human resources be one color. Maybe custom is red, technology might be green, manager might be, whatever, and directors. You can choose the colors. It is a bit limited on these ones. You can customize it and then, make your own colors. So if you have certain brands or, apps that are certain colors, you can use that hex code, and then also those red, green, blue numbers. So in any case, all of those can work. This is just for if you use these kind of drop-down look. If you go to advanced options, you can actually change. So there's chip, which is this. Arrow, that'll show that it's an arrow that it's for, or plain text. When it's plain text, when you click in, then it'll show it. But you wouldn't really be able to tell just from clicking there. You have to double click to see it. So generally the arrow to show users that there's specific range, or chip to really show it. I generally use chip for the coloring if there's not too many options. If there's a lot of options, I use arrow just because you can technically fit more into this and it just looks a little cleaner. But again, that's up to you and your data and how you want it to, look. Now, there might be a reason where you would want it to be in this order, which is just the order that they were in. If you want this to be in a different order, going to your employee data, you can either sort this range. So I'm just going to highlight it all. Data, create a filter. And then let's just do sort A to Z. When you do that and you go back, these will be in A to Z order. If you're not allowed to, change this, and I'm just going to do Control Z to undo, and Control Z to undo again. What another option you can do if you want this to be sorted is on here or another, maybe you have a data range or something there, you can do equal sort, and then you can go to this one. Now, unless you want the department, which in this case I don't, I'm just going to do B12 down there just to accommodate if there's more data. Sort column. Now, if you click this down, it'll show it's a 1 for the first column. If you had, the entire table and you wanted to sort it from a different one, then you might have 2 for the second column. But in this case, I just want 1 and then true. True being is ascending. So enter, and then we have that there. So if you do it on the same page as this one, I would either hide this, or I might even use, highlight all of those and then just group them, because, you might want to look at it and edit it, but you might just want to, more column actions, group, just because you don't really need to see that, and it's not really the same table as what's over here. So in any case, up to you how to manage and organize that, but you can see here, you can see here that it's not there, because once you do that, I got ahead of myself, so it's R. Then this range here, which is C4, instead of going to employee data, just go R. And now it'll be sorted by that. And again, if you're doing that, it's just good to have the data somewhere so you know where it is. You could even throw unique in here if you want to clean it up a little bit, and then you can just see, less duplicates. So if you do that, right now you wouldn't want to, but maybe if you do R2, then you might just say, oops, I want this range to be this. Control up. You might just want to have this as like, drop down data sorted. Something there in case someone else comes in to know, like, why are these here? Because if you delete one of them, it'll delete here, and then, will be a thing. So again, keeping it organized is useful. It's also important if you're working with others to make sure that they're aware of, kind of how the build is working and why. Now, the next thing that we want to look at here is once you have a rule down, like this one, and maybe you have some colors like customer service and technology. I'm not going to do all of them, but, you have it out as you like. What you can do is you can copy it and then paste it. And you can see here that this changed to now show those colors in all of these boxes. So if you ever have more tasks in this example, you can just copy this. I'm just going to hold Shift Command down and then Command V. Now you have this drop downs all the way down here in that way that we have it, customized. So we can just have as many tasks as we want. Not to say this is exactly as I would do it, but in this example, this works. So maybe in this task, you have someone in the technology, or I guess it would make more sense to be customer service. The next thing would be is who you want it assigned to. So one option you can do here is let's add a rule. Let's do from a range. Maybe we might as well just go over to this side and just highlight this. Oh, first, you have to select the data range. Let's just do C, I think it was C3. Nope, it's C2. Don't want to forget Jeff. There's Jeff. Done. Then over here, assign to. Oh, because, okay. So click the range. It's because I just did C2 instead of going to this range, which is the employee data. Done. Now we have this. So now you can assign it to a person. Now the one thing with this way is, one, these aren't going to be in alphabetical order, which we already showed how you could do that. You might need to do a little more if you want it by like last name, for example. I mean, up to you. The second thing too is in customer service, if we look at Jeff isn't actually in this department. He's in human resources. So as this would work, because you have all the names, that is quite a few names that we have. So one thing that people have asked a lot or have, requested online or has been a search is, how do you do dynamic dropdowns? That would be, if you choose this department, customer service, who's in the customer service department, and just have those names or just show those names. And it makes sense by looking into this data validation because it's so wanted. It is a little bit harder. So the next video, I'll actually cover how to make dynamic dropdowns in a situation exactly like this, so that you can choose like the director, and then here on this page, all of the directors would be shown, and then you can select which one. And then you could, go to developer and it will show developers, or switch this one back to customer service and it'll show customer service. That is called dynamic dropdowns, and I'll show it in the next one. I called it a bonus simply because it does go into that more advanced range where you have to use a helper, basically sheet, and then have that data formatted in that correct way. So it takes a little bit more. So just a warning, don't worry, I will show it. We'll go through it, but it's a little bit harder than what I anticipated these lessons to be. So just a fair warning. If you're like, I don't want to mess with that, you could skip the next lesson, and that's perfectly fine. But, I'd encourage you to at least check it out because it is something that is very useful. Again, there are other ways to get it to work like this. Whoops, that's a lot of Jeffs. It's just, again, a lot more names to go through. And especially in this way where I don't have it like sorted right now, it also makes it a little challenging. But again, it would work. You have all the names, you have all the departments. But, stick around, check out the next video, which will be on dynamic dropdowns, which is very helpful. So anyway, that's all that we're going to show here with dropdowns. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.